The recession has thinned the ranks of the workforce, hit hardest perhaps the baby boomer generation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says if you're 55 plus, it takes you more than a year to find a job. That's compared to 9 months for younger workers. But the YWCA, San Gabriel Valley, Women at Work, and AARP are teaming up to close the gap and change some of those numbers. Lisa Bravo is Executive Director of the YWCA San Gabriel Valley, and welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
That's pretty surprising, a year if you're 55 plus versus 9 months or so if you're younger.
Yes, clearly it's hard for everyone, actually, because there are so few jobs out there. But for 55 plus, there are even more barriers.
Such as? What are the barriers to hiring an older worker?
Some of them are perceptions that employers have. Perceptions like this person who's over 55 or over 50 might have health issues that are more expensive than a younger worker, or they might cost more, or their skills might not be up to date. So these are misperceptions oftentimes.
And wouldn't it be harder for someone who's younger to be the boss or be the manager of someone who is older?
That's true. That's definitely true, because there are conflicts sometimes between younger managers and older line staff.
But so obviously you're banding together to sell the attributes and the positive points of hiring older workers. What are those?
One of them is experience. Obviously, older workers or people, I don't even use the term older workers. I say 50 plus. I am 53 years old. I don't want to be called an older worker.
Nor do I, so we'll go with what you say. So experienced workers.
There we go. Mature workers, experienced workers, they have more experience. So they've had situations that they've dealt with in the workplace, and they know how to handle them appropriately. Older workers usually have a very strong work ethic. My brother, for example, is 54, and he shows up to work every day, no matter what. He's very consistent. People who are 50 plus oftentimes know how to get along with other people because they've had experience doing it, whereas sometimes younger people, it takes them a little bit longer to figure that out.
Why are we finding so many baby boomers out of work these days? You would think that if businesses were laying off, it would be younger workers, not necessarily older workers. Why is it so many people 50 plus finding themselves looking for jobs these days?
Well, we know that a lot of people are looking for jobs these days. I mean, that's the harsh reality of the situation. 50 plus, oftentimes they have higher level jobs. You know, if companies are trying to reduce their expenses, they might take out a level of management, for example, but they still need those line workers to be able to do the work. So then we end up with more people over 50 that are unemployed.
So what is the Y doing with AARP and other groups? What are you trying to do? Are there specific things? If people see this and they are looking for jobs, what can they do? What should they do?
There are many places actually in LA County that are helping people who are 50 plus find employment. There are work source centers, for example, all over LA County. The YWCA happens to be teaming up with Women at Work through a grant from the AARP Foundation to do two things. One is to connect with people who are out of work over 50 plus and help them link with resources that they might need. Like maybe they've been unemployed for a long time. They need things like access to food banks, for example, or transportation assistance or housing assistance. Then the other thing that we're doing in conjunction with Women at Work is we are helping them look at their career and figure out what they want to do going forward. We're helping them improve their job skills. We are helping them with their resume, their interview skills, and then linking them with open positions. So we are looking for employers who are looking for workers. That's the other side of this. We've got people who are looking for work. We're also looking for employers that need them.
What do you think is the biggest mistake some of these seasoned workers or experienced workers make when they go out and look for a job?
You know, one thing is they think that they don't necessarily need to understand the new technology. These days, a lot of times you submit your applications online, for example, so you need to know how that works. And your resume has to be in a format that it can be emailed, for example. You also have to be able to type fast enough to be able to fill out applications online. And that's a very new method of a job application. So through Women at Work or work source centers, people can improve their skills so they can do that successfully.
When you fill out an application online, Are you asked about your birth date? Are you asked about your age? And do you need to fill that out?
You often are not asked that because it's actually not legal to ask that question. However,
there's some way they figure out
yes,
that you are a seasoned worker.
That's exactly right. Depending on how much experience you put on your resume, some people over 50 are, just taking off, 10 years or so of that experience so they don't look quite the same age. They're not putting their graduation dates from college or high school so that it's not quite so clear from that resume that they're a little bit older.
And what kinds of jobs are you trying to match up right now? I mean, is there a glut of jobs, for lack of better words or terms, in some areas for older workers?
An interesting thing that we're finding is a lot of people with more experience are wanting to be their own boss now. Mm-hmm. They're actually a fairly large segment, I think 30% of the new businesses out there. So they're taking that experience they have, applying it to a new situation for themselves. So that's one thing we're seeing a lot of, is wanting some training on how to run your own business.
If people are interested in hooking up with this effort, what should they do again?
Okay, this is all they need to do is call me. I'm going to give my telephone number. 626-214-9442. 626-214-9442. I'll make sure they get to where they need to go.
And is there a website at all? I mean, is it on your website as well?
Yes, the website is YWCASGV.org.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck on the connections.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.